Okay, so let's try this one more time. Let's see if we can even get anybody back on here because Facebook is straight up tripping. Yeah, they are really, really tripping. Big time. Big time. I heard there have been some recent updates or something, so we will see if we can get anybody on here. Meantime, hi Sarah Cressel, cute little baby girl growing up. So everybody come on in. Let's start all over. My name is Tamara Hamilton. I'm glad to have you here. So if you are watching the replay, please throw up a #2 in the comments. If you are on live, please come in and let me know who you are and where you're coming in from. I give everybody a few minutes to try and get back on here. It was a hot mess a second ago. It started out this way and all of a sudden Facebook switched it. So, excuse me, come on in. But my cousin says we're good. Tracy says #2. Angie is here. Got some good news at the doctor today. Praise God. Amen, amen, amen. Miracle worker. Let's fix myself here a little bit. Not that I need a whole lot, but the glow though. Hello, glow. Hello, hello, hello. So I just wanted to come on because it's been a while since I've been live. I am very glad for that for you, Angie. I don't know the details, but I'm glad for that for you. I knew from some of your posts that I didn't think it was you, but I knew from some of your posts that things were a little, So I'm glad to hear that you got good news at the doctor today. I got my sunglass marks because I was outside with my sunglasses on, so it actually was making my under eyes look worse than they are, but that's from my sunglasses. Thank you. Everybody really loves this look today. And it's so funny to me because I feel like I've played this eyeshadow look out over the last few weeks. Same with the orange lipstick. I think it's the yellow shirt and the hair is what I think is what's going on. All of it together. Yeah, I got a lot of compliments on the hair, so thank you very, very much. Let's go ahead and get this shared out. Let's do chit chat. Here's some things that are going on. Thank you, cousin. Here's some things that are going on with Facebook that you need to know about before we get into. Thank you. That's really what I was going for, Sarah. Bronze, bronze, bronze. The yellow top is the bottom. Yeah, I saw this and I was like, I gotta get it. Gotta get it. I was looking for more yellow shirts because yellow is kind of my jam. I'm normally like a red, purple, black. Y'all know me in black, right? Because it's great for camera and yeah. So y'all taught me something today that I need to buy more tops. And I feel like I have so many tops, but then sometimes I feel like, dang, I've been wearing this shirt for I don't know how many years, but whatever. Y'all want more tops, I'm gonna have to get more tops. That's just the way TI is. So some things that I want you to know about Facebook before we get into tonight, because what I want to talk about tonight is I just want to catch up with you. See what's going on with you, tell you, really, there's really not usually anything going on with me, but I was in North and South Dakota for a good week and a half. Took a week to try to, actually I still need to hit the studio some more, but do some deep purging and some cleaning, and we'll talk a little bit about that if I remember. But before we get into all that, I want to talk to you about some changes with Facebook that you probably want to know. And you probably may want, especially if you're building a business of any kind, or you know someone who's building a business of any kind, you definitely want to share this video out because I'm going to talk about something. Oh, I was looking at another lipstick. See, I got ADHD. That Facebook is making that you will want to know about. And here's the thing. I don't know if you've seen it in your timeline, but they've shown me all these posts, and I've even seen commercials on TV for YouTube, for Facebook, and I think even on YouTube, where they're talking about, because they got slammed a lot with privacy issues. So, some app got access to information that they weren't supposed to, so they're doing all these corny PR type commercials. And what they've said is that they know that you want to see less ads. They know that you want to see more posts from your friends and family. I was at a networking event today, and a lady was saying how I keep seeing the same friends on Facebook. And so I kind of explained to her what she needed to do. So when this is important, if you are building a business, can you let me know in the comments? And if you want to hear this tidbit, let me know in the comments. While you do that, I'm just going to play with this lipstick. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. That is pretty. Yes, please, says Tracy. Who else wants to know? Who wants to know? Who wants to know? Just tell me and I will tell you. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Okay, so here's the deal. When Facebook says they know that you want to see more posts from your friends and family, that means that also includes groups, because a lot of families have groups. Okay, a lot of organizations, thank you, have groups. You need that little girl, hit me up. So it would behoove you to make posts in groups. So if you are in any business groups and that, please share this post in those business groups. Okay, so I wasn't asking for just a selfish reason, but just so that you know, groups are a really, really important part of your Facebook strategy these days. And so that's really kind of what's going on with me. Hello from North Dakota. Hey, you're on fire with your business and appreciate that. Oh, thank you. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. Hey, Beryl. So, yeah, I was in South Dakota for about 5 days. And then from there, I spent a week in North Dakota. And the Dakotas, I mean, just the landscape and the nature and the people. You know, at a time when our country seems so divided, especially on Facebook, there was none of that where I was. Now, I can't say like there were a whole lot of people of color, but I experienced nothing but nice people. And you know me, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that other crazy stuff doesn't exist, because it does. But I can tell you from my experience, both in South Dakota and North Dakota, there was none of that. And I'm not even just saying because these are people that I'm associated with on a business level. I'm talking about in public, anywhere that we went. People actually waved at you. They said hello. Like, we were downtown in Rapid City, South Dakota, and the med people, whatever they're called, had to pick up somebody from a restaurant a couple doors down from us. And they were waving from the ambulance as they went by. And so everywhere I went, everybody, their hospitality, it was almost kind of like Southern hospitality. And it was just fun. You know, I used to think I wanted to be a cowgirl when I was little. And so just got a little bit of taste of that and stayed on a farm. I think I saw Chelsea on here, Chelsea and her beautiful family. So thank you to everyone from South Dakota and North Dakota for your hospitality, your friendship, and fellowship while I was there. The day I went out on the river on Julie Lancedo's pontoon driven by her fabulous son Triton, just amazing. Like, I didn't know how much I needed that wind down and that just kind of chill, just out on the water. And so that was great. Thank you, Miriam Vincent. That's a huge compliment coming from you, girl. So thank you. So I do come back and I feel very, very refreshed, but I still didn't want to just kind of just jump right back into things. You know, let me know in the comments if you've ever felt like this, like you're just surrounded, like there's just stuff everywhere, especially, you know, because I'd only been back a few weeks from San Diego, and having been there for 2 weeks, that, you know, I just felt like everything was like a mess. Like there was just a mess everywhere. And so I felt like I needed, oh, that's awesome. I felt like I just needed to purge. I just felt like God was telling me, like, you need to make room for something new. And I got that message, like, I think it was the first day of the year. Like, I just was in like heavy prayer and meditation all New Year's Day, and that was the message that I got, is God is doing a new thing. I'm doing a new thing in you. I'm doing a new thing in your life. And I kind of lost sight of that for a little bit. And then after coming back from North Dakota, I flew out of Bismarck. That was just the message that I heard. Like, you need to purge. You need to get rid of some material things. And it's not that it's even that he's going to put more material things in my life. I have no idea. But the message was just that I needed to purge and get rid of the old, some things that I'd been hanging on to for a long time. And you're right, if you are wondering if some of those are like in the head and not physical things. But for me, by getting rid of physical things, it helps get empty space in my head too. So you can let me know in the comments, with, I don't know, some sort of emoji, if that ever happens to you where you just can't focus because there's just too much. There's just, clutter and piles and, and it's not even like hoarding situation. Don't even get it twisted. But I'm just saying where you just can't focus because things are not necessarily orderly around you. So I had to stop and pause and create that order for me. And since I've done that, let me tell you, Angie, I knew you would get it. Let me tell you the clarity that I have now, because there were some things I was asking about and I couldn't hear. I could not hear from my God. I couldn't hear. And so by getting rid of, and I still have more to get rid of, and it's really not a lot compared to like other people, but there's more that I want to get rid of, because I just needed that clarity. Like I said, I could not hear. It reminds me, honestly, of when I worked at the bank, okay? They did a great job of having you run. And I don't know if you know anything about like manufacturing, but just think about if you just run your car, run your car without maintenance, without oil change, without, filling up the windshield wiper fluid, without changing the wipers, which we know here in Wisconsin with rain and snow, if you don't change your windshield wipers, if you're driving on I-94, you can end up in a lot of trouble during heavy snow or rainfall. Can I get an amen? Anybody understand that? Anybody know about that? And so if you run a machine, a car, anything for an extensive period of time at full tilt, it is eventually going to break down. And, one of the first signs where I'm near breakdown for me, I'm getting really vulnerable here, I didn't plan to get this deep, is when I cannot focus. When I cannot just absolutely focus, like literally just cannot, like I'm in the middle of doing something and literally forget what I'm doing because so many thoughts and ideas and just crap, honestly, running through my head. And when that happens, I can't hear what I need to hear from God. And so I was starting to feel at that point again. And so the trip helped by taking that downtime, going out, spending time in nature, the time on the river, the time, in Teddy Roosevelt State Park, riding through Spearfish Canyon, that helped me so much, okay? And so then coming home, it was like, okay, I at least heard enough and knew enough and could hear enough to know that I needed to purge. And now that I've begun the purging process, I am getting a lot more clarity and focus, which is giving me, can you believe this or not, renewed energy. I agree. Sometimes we are mentally and or emotionally attached to physical things that we hold on to for whatever reason that may not be good for us. Yes. And and I'm weird. Like I will hold on to stuff, Miriam, and then one day it'll just be like, I can't take this anymore. And I just go through. And I'm glad I was at that point with some stuff that, maybe even 6 weeks ago, I might not have gotten rid of, but I just was finally able to just, you know what, you haven't worn this, you haven't touched this, and God knows when, get rid of it. Papers are my enemy. That's the number one thing. If I hoard anything, I hoard information on social media, but that's cool because I got a Dropbox with like a terabyte. I've got iCloud and all of that, right? But in real life, papers are my enemy. Paper is my enemy because I'm just always so afraid if I get rid of that, the minute I get rid of it, like a week later, I am going to need it. There's some clothes that I've been hanging on to for a while where I've been up in weight, down in weight, up in weight again. And it's like between all that, at the end of the day, if I were to be able to fit into that again, I would not wear that. So that's gotta go, y'all gonna die when I tell you this. But guess what I'm going to get rid of? I am going to go through my shoes. It's time to go through my shoes and throw out things that I have not, will not wear, okay? And then I'm probably gonna have to go through some of this makeup too, and not only that, not from just a purging and cleansing and me kind of spiritual and hippie like standpoint, but also from a safety and expiration date standpoint, though I check that stuff pretty regularly, so that's usually not an issue. But once I became an empty nester, I really decided to just downsize my life and go more minimal. And I really liked that feeling. And in the last year and a half, 2 years, I've kind of gotten more into consumption mode. And I have decided that I've got to get out of consumption and go back to what works for me, which is to be more minimal. And one of my rules of, because I'm not a true minimalist by any means, but if you know me and like my family and how we are about purses and shoes, and not just the women and not the men with purses, but with shoes and their suits, clothes, things like that, the things that we're into. And I think this is true of most Americans. We consume and we have a lot of stuff. So one of my rules for my quote unquote minimalism, which is barely minimum, is that for me, like if I want new clothes, if I want to go on a shopping spree, this was always my rule. And same with my kids. I had to go through my closet and I had to throw some things out. Same with shoes. If I was going to go down on Michigan Avenue and buy a bunch of shoes, I had to go through my closet and throw some things out. I'm the same way, especially at work. Office manager, I write all kinds of notes on random pieces of paper and keep it all over for that very same reason, in case I need it for something. Oh my God, there was this one time, Miriam, years ago, back when everybody had like those big clunky monitors, and actually like Windows 95 or something like that, Windows 98, I think it was. And it would, when you would go into work and you would start your computer up and you would go have coffee and talk to like 5 people and come back, and it might have loaded back then. And around that monitor were like so many sticky notes everywhere. So yes, I know what you mean. Here's something that I can suggest to you. It is free. It's in cloud-based software. I don't know the confidentiality or the level of information that you are keeping on Post-it notes and in your office. But like if you have to lock your office up at night, or like when I worked at the bank, you couldn't leave any paperwork out at night at a period in case somebody got in there. You may not want to use this in that case, but Trello, Trello.com. It is like virtual sticky notes. I love it. So like for my makeup classes, there's a column, and I make a column for each day. And then under each day are like sticky notes. They're not really sticky notes, but they call them notes, but they're like sticky notes. And it is all the posts for that day. And you can actually put in images, because that was the thing that I needed. I needed to be able to visually see, what does this day look like? And you can easily move things around. I've told other people about it and they think it's too complicated. Well, I gotta be honest, I think maybe they're just not that smart, because it's not that difficult to use if you use it in the most simplistic way, which is what I do. Because I guess there's some really high level stuff that you can do with it. I don't do that. I literally use it like sticky notes. Yeah, Trello, T-R-E as in Edward, double L-O. So that is really what's going on with me. I went to an awesome networking event today, and I've been to some of these networking events before, and it's very much, you got to get your 2 people, and people invite you because they have to have somebody there. And they, some of them are very, very expensive. So with my focus on online and digital, I have usually declined those opportunities. But this one, when I walked in, it just felt so different. It just felt so different. I was invited by my very good friend, who her and I worked together at the same company. We didn't really work together, but we worked at the same company my first job when I got out of college, and we had lost contact and got back in contact a few years ago. And you just like those kinds of groups. And we got back together a few years ago. We got back in contact probably about 10 years ago now, or no, maybe 7 years ago. Got back in contact. And so she invited me, because we regularly mastermind, because we're both here locally, so we regularly mastermind. And she invited me a year ago, and I said no, because I had just gone to another thing. I was like, nope, because I was thinking, like, I am not paying $1,000 a year, and I mostly do business online. So I went today, and the way that it felt, and their whole thing is inviting you to the sisterhood. So hello, that's like my language. Hey, Robert Ether. So I joined that. And I probably will be talking to some of you about it, because I do have chapters throughout the entire country. I know they have a Canadian chapter as well. So really excited about that. And part of what I discovered and was able to finally hear once I had done some purging might impact all of you. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to hear that. Let me know if you'd like to hear one of the major takeaways that I've had in the last few weeks. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to hear. Let's see who's all here. Jessica Castile just joined. Robert Ether. See, I can't even scroll. I know Tracy would say yes. I knew Tracy would say yes, 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 yes. So we'll talk a little bit about, the future of direction of like my live videos and things that you see. And Lisa Webb says, let me hear it, Tamara, on Facebook, So if you know what my two things that I talk about are, on live, can you put them in the comments? They both start with an M. I typically go really in on one or the other. Can you put that in the comments if you know what those are? They both start with an M. One ends in a P and the other ends in a G. I can't tell you how many letters because that would require me to count. Miriam says, would love to hear it. Heather says, of course, but 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 of course. So makeup is one of them. And what is the other thing that I love to talk about? I see makeup. Marketing is one. Yes, makeup and marketing. And for a very long time, I would not really talk about marketing on Facebook. If you recall from 2015, I would do all my marketing talk over on Periscope. And then when live came around, it started to feel like it was more so okay to talk about marketing on my Facebook personal timeline. And I think a lot of people found value in it. And then as I was growing my team and experiencing some significant growth and things, marketing really started to kind of take a seat. I have honestly been struggling with going live in 2018 in terms of consistency. I don't know if you've noticed or not. I actually always struggle with going live in the winter anyway, just because it gets really depressing here in Wisconsin, and when you work from home, it can be like 1,000 times more depressing. So just lack of inspiration and desire. So really struggled with that. And then there was always like trying to figure out that balance. And quite honestly, I think I was making myself sick, pushing it with everything that I was doing and trying to do. So for now, this is what's going to work best for me. I'm not going to say I need your blessing, but I just want to discuss it with you because you guys are as much a part of this as I am. For now, I will still do some makeup videos and some makeup lives, but they will be less frequent. I am 44 years old. I do not see myself doing makeup videos even 3 or 4 years from now. I just got to keep it real. You can do makeup videos at any age. You truly, truly can. And I know that people say I look way younger than I am, or younger, because there's always those haters out there. You don't like that young, but even Black people are sometimes amazed at when they hear my age, but I know what I see, okay? And I don't see myself continuing to make makeup videos at 45, 46, 50. Every now and then you'll see more skincare videos. And it's not that that means that I only have marketing left to talk about, but it is just my truest passion. It is what I love. It's what I know. It's what I've done since I was 18 years old. And I know I get requests and I get questions all the time, and people throwing money at me all the time. Thank you, Deborah, all the time regarding marketing. But most importantly, I feel there is a need for me to come on and discuss and share my marketing knowledge and skill set with you, because I feel like if I don't, in many cases, you won't get the information. And then you're going to be spinning your wheels in your business. So I will be doing more marketing lives. And what I also will be bringing back are my webinar Wednesdays, where on Wednesdays, I will be doing a actual marketing webinar where people have to register for the webinar and take things off of Facebook. So what are some of the things that I will be discussing? I have polled people. I have polled in my marketing group, and I have gotten feedback to help me kind of prioritize and categorize. And I've got some really big things that I want to do. So some of the things we'll be talking about are, there's a lot of great stuff happening with Instagram. My Instagram accounts are finally growing again. So I'm going to share some things that I've learned over there. I'm going to share really, really important for you to know is how to create, manage, and what to post in Facebook groups, because Facebook has said that your posts will be seen more by posting things for your friends and family and posting in groups. So it's really important that you know how to properly structure a Facebook group. I probably will also be doing, I will be doing a social media boot camp where I walk you through exactly what you need to post. I'm going to share with you how to make some of the things that I get a lot of questions on. How did you make that? How did you do that? The reason I have hesitated on sharing some of that, and this will be the caveat to me actually doing that, is, and I hate to sound like this because I'm not like an artiste or anything like that, but I know my strengths and weaknesses, and one of my weaknesses is when it comes to certain things, I have a very short patience lever. It's really, really low. And that means I cannot become technical support. I cannot babysit people. It will not be for people whose excuses, I don't really know computers. I really don't know this internet stuff. It's for go-getters who are willing to say, I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. Teach me, Sensei, teach me, Jedi, whatever y'all are calling me these days. Okay. But if you're not going to be willing to take the extra step and watch YouTube videos and research and find out certain things, it's not going to be for you. I'm just going to put that out there right now. I am not going to be teaching. I'm not going to end up turning into technical support. And I'll make sure that that's clear and upfront. Okay. I'm not going to become technical support. And I'm still on the fence because of what I just said about blogging. I'm still on the fence about going back to teaching people how to create a blog, okay? Because of a couple things. Number one, I am not going to become technical support, and I'm not going to deal with, I'm not going to stretch my brain, I'm not going to stretch myself and figure this out, okay? Because it was completely foreign to me too, but I pushed through and I did it. And if I can, the next person can as well, okay? And so again, if you're kind of like a baby and you want to, if you're willing to do exactly what you're told to do and at the same time, even though you're being told exactly what to do, if it's outside of your comfort zone, if you're still willing to stretch outside of your comfort zone and do it, then we will use like a mini boot camp or a boot camp to figure that out if people are really there. because it's just, I cannot become technical support, and I can't deal with like 80,000 questions in my inbox, or, you know, 3 hours of going back and forth with people on Instagram or Google Hangouts or the phone trying to get them there. I can't do that. It won't be good for you, boo, and it won't be good for me. It just won't be good for anybody involved. Because when everybody else gets frustrated, I usually can stay calm and figure things out. But when I get frustrated, it's not good. Okay. So, that's the number one reason that I have not, cause I've had money thrown at me, about blogging. That is the number one reason, is when I've taught it to people before, people want a quick fix. They want something like boom, boom, boom. And it is a long game. There are some shortcuts, but you've got to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and try something that you've never tried, because to get something you've never had, you've got to try something you've never tried. The other reason is, I don't think most people really know what I mean when I say a blog, right? You look at TamaraHamilton.com and you think it's just a blog. I know what TamaraHamilton.com really is, and what it does for me, and what it has done for me, and what it's capable of doing, okay? So I'm gonna like just break this down and tell y'all real quickly. Anybody can build a blog. If you just want to build a blog, you can do a blog for free. You don't need to pay me. You don't need to study under me. You can go right to the world's largest online free university, YouTube, and learn how to create a blog. But if you want a blog that ranks, that turns complete strangers into leads, turns them into followers, turns them into members of your tribe who eventually buy, and then if you are building a team, join your team, then I'm your girl. Because that's what my website does. It is not just a blog. Okay? Do y'all understand the difference? Because I don't think most people really understand the difference between a blog and TamaraHamilton.com. Okay? I was at a network marketing event and I had to give my 1-minute commercial today. And I talked about the fact that websites that have a blog incorporated in them collect 6 times more leads than just a plain old website. Okay? But my blog does not have e-commerce, and I don't want it to have e-commerce built within it, because that's a whole other set of world and technicality that I'm not, quite frankly, willing to stretch out to. When I get to that point and I need to do that, I'm going to hire people to do it for me. So hello, Felisa. Hello, girl. Hey, you. So, you know, can you just let me know in the comments, are you with me so far on the difference between a blog and like a site like TamaraHamilton.com? Because they are two different things. Like, people think a blog is just, oh, I'm posting about my dog today, I'm posting about my cat. And that is not what TamaraHamilton.com does. Okay. Amy Barnick says makes sense. Got it, says Deborah Raymond. So if that's something that you're looking at doing, then we can talk about blogging, as long as I'm not technical support. Because guess what? I'm technical support for my website, and I'm cool with that. But this is also why I no longer build websites for other people, because I am not going to be up in the middle of the night taking emergency calls again. My my sanity level cannot handle that. That's not going to work. That does not work. So me building websites for other people, plus, to be completely honest with you, do you know what I would have to charge you if I built a TamaraHamilton.com for you? It would be several $1,000s. If I were to do everything for your website that mine has, I could charge you as high as $20,000 to do it. Okay. And here's the other thing, okay? Because I get people in my inbox, and I will pay you. I want you to teach me social media training, and I don't know what they think they're going to pay me, because $10 or $25 for what's in here, no. Throw out the master's degrees, the 26 years of sales and marketing experience, just what I know on internet marketing and what I've invested in myself. $10 or $25 for what's in there, Absolutely not. And here's the number one reason why. Let me know if you want to know the number one reason why. And it says a lot about the way people think and if they are truly entrepreneurial or not. Let me know if you want to know the number one reason why to pay me to teach you social media is not something as cheap as $10 or $25. I mean, you can't even get that at, I checked at, I live in Milwaukee, Waukesha Technical, or UWM. I didn't check MSOE or what's the other one? MACT. You can't even get it there for that little. Okay? you just can't. Okay? And here's how you have to look at it. If I am going to teach you something, and I don't just mean how to do a Facebook post. That's not what I'm talking about teaching. I'm talking about strategy. Okay? Anytime you pay somebody for strategy, you're going to pay top dollar. Okay? I'm talking about creating an income from what the strategies I'm going to teach you will do in your business. So why would I sell myself short and take away time from my family, from my own business for $10 or $25, or like some people seem to think, a cup of coffee? A cup of coffee. Okay. And I do not intend to offend anyone when I say this, but you have to learn to put on your business hat. It takes money to play the game. Okay. And this is not me sitting on here. So don't go running around saying Tamara said she's charging people $20,000, because I did not say that. I said in order to teach you what I've done with my website, I could, if I actually built the website for you, I could charge you as high as $20,000. And I know for a fact that I could. Because you know that I'm not going to open my mouth and say something and I don't know what I'm talking about. And remember, I said I am not building websites for other people. Not because I'm scared of money, but because I don't like headaches and I don't want them kind of headaches. And that's what it would cost for me to absorb those kind of headaches. You would have to pay me top dollar for me to deal with your hissy fits when your website breaks. Because I'm not judging you for that hissy fit. Because guess what? When mine breaks, I am on the phone with my website host, pitching a bitch. I'm having a fit. Because you need to get my website up and you need to get it up right now. Okay? So I'm not saying you would be wrong for that. I'm just saying I ain't going to want to deal with it. Okay? So we have to learn to think as business owners. Okay? And I need to not even go here because this is not even supposed to be a soapbox video. I am continually amazed at people who will not pay $3 or $4 to have the name of an app removed off of their photos. You do all this work and then you're promoting that app and it detracts from your message. And the cost of the app is a tax write-off if you have a legitimate business. But more important than that, this is how I look at it. If I am not, and you've heard me say this, and you're probably going to finish my sentence. If I am not willing to bet on Tamara Hamilton, how dare I ask the next person to bet on Tamara Hamilton? Okay, you have to have skin in the game. You have to. And again, I'm not even trying to sell you anything because I'm talking about free webinars on Wednesdays. Okay, so I can't sell you what's free. But I'm just having an honest business discussion with you, okay? I'm not telling you everything that I'm going to be doing is going to be free, because free don't pay my bills and don't put clothes on my back, and y'all like these yellow shirts and stuff, and so stuff gotta get paid for. And again, it's about the time, because it is the equalizer. We all have the same 24/7, 365 until God calls our number, right? So that is the big thing. You have to be willing to bet on yourself, okay? You have to be willing to bet on yourself. That's like if I would not buy this black eyeliner without somebody giving me a review and I actually represent the brand, Okay. So if I represent the brand, I'm not asking anybody about the product. I'm not trusting anybody else's opinion on the product. I'm going to order the product and I'm going to try the product and write a review on the product. And now the product is what? A tax write-off. And every time I use it on video, even if I only use it on video one time, it is a tax write-off. If I'm not willing to bet on myself, how can I ask someone to buy this eyeliner from me? It doesn't make any sense. My entire face is the equivalent of a billboard ad on the side of the road. But it's because I am willing to bet on myself. I've been betting on myself since I was a little girl. When other people doubted me, even as a grown woman, educated, multiple master's degrees, when people doubted me, I did not care. I bet on myself. And so I'm getting recompense for that. You will not get recompense for that. If you don't know what that means, you can Google it. You will not get recompense if you are not willing to bet on yourself. You have to invest in yourself. You have to bet on yourself. Why should somebody else do it? And I think that's one of the number one mistakes people are making in business right now, especially online, is they expect to just put up a link and people buy from them. And I'm going to go in depth on that. I'm going to go hard on that because that is just not the case. You have to make the initial investment. You have to try the product out. And that's what people are willing to pay you for you saving them the time of having to figure it out, for you telling them exactly how to apply the mascara. Okay? For you telling them how to put on, one of my friends, she makes custom wigs, for you teaching people how to make custom wigs. That's what they are going to pay you for. And there's just nothing that's free. I think I'm not even going to go there. I'm just going to leave that alone. No, I don't think I should talk about that yet. So anywho, that is it. Yeah, you can watch the replay. Heather, what questions? What's going on with y'all? I kind of went straight into my thing. But here's what I want you to do. Make sure you double tap the screen and subscribe to get notifications when I go live. I am not a person, other than when I'm traveling, I might go live twice in one day, but I'm not a person that goes live all day long. That was Periscope, and I'm so glad that is over. With all the notifications and people going live every 5 minutes. Not gonna do that. That does not work for me. Number one, the way that I like to do my makeup now, I'm not doing that every day. And that's what I would need to do in order to do that. But yes, I will still be creating makeup content, going live and doing my makeup. It will be just far less frequent. So what can I help y'all with? So I want to hear from you. What would you like me to do webinars on, to go live and talk about? And I want it to be things that you're not getting elsewhere. Because if you're getting it elsewhere, there's no need in me doing it. Either I got to do it better, or it needs to be something that you're not getting elsewhere. So things that you wish that other people would do better, or things that you're not getting as it relates to marketing, as it relates to social media, as it relates to blogging. Put that in the comments for me, please. And if you're watching the replay, put them in the comments as well. So let me know. What would you like to hear? Nothing? Or are you typing? You're probably typing. While you're typing, I'm going to talk to you about something that I learned very early when it comes to online marketing. And that is this. You are either skincare, you are either going to haha everything. Diane Hutchins one time was like, can I just plug into your brain? How often should one go live without? That's why I want you to put it in the comments so that I have a record of it. How to drive customers to your page and get them engaged. I would like to know what I need to do to draw people to my site in the first place. Heather, can you tell me exactly which site you're talking about? Are you talking about a company replicated website, or are you talking about like your very own site that you've either created or paid someone to create? So one of the things, while you guys continue to drop those things in the comments, and make sure you share this video with anybody who would benefit from what's about to go down. One of the things I learned very early on when it comes to this online marketing game is this: you are either going to pay for it one of two ways, okay? You're either going to pay for it with your time, or you're going to pay for it with actual money, okay? So I'm going to give you an example. I could have paid someone several $1,000s. Somebody said $2,000. That's a low end. I know people who've paid $3,000-$4,000 for completely garbage websites. I mean, garbage. They might as well have set up a free Blogger account or a free WordPress.com or whatever. Just garbage websites for $3,000 or $4,000. I'm like, you need to go and get your money back and file a lawsuit, because that is not acceptable what they did there. That is just messed up. Okay, so instead of paying someone $3,000 or $4,000 for a garbage website, I bought a course. For $297 and learned how to create a website that basically paid for itself in a matter of months. I mean, I paid for itself many times over since then. And that's just, I mean, if you consider the cost of the course, the cost of the hosting and all this other stuff, but I had to invest my time and learn how to set that up. And I know it's not for everybody. Everybody ain't crazy like me. I'm daughter of Greg. That's what we do. It's a mental challenge. It's stimulating for me. I have a website, but do not utilize it like I should. How do you develop an audience via a Facebook group? We're going to talk a lot about influencer marketing, because there is no better time to be an influencer. And contrary to popular belief, you do not need a huge audience. You just need an audience comprised of the right people, your tribe, your people. So we will definitely be talking about that. And some of the things, quite frankly, I don't want to talk about, even if it's on a gratis basis. I don't want to talk about on Facebook for the entire world to see, because there's just no value in that. So, hi, one of my best customers is on here, Lanine. Hey, girl. Hey. So, y'all, just let me know what else. If there's anything that comes up overnight after this video ends, come back to the video, put it in the comments. But yeah, I think, I probably will start with, or go into pretty quickly, the whole Facebook groups thing, because you really need to do that, and as quickly as possible. And I just had some additional thoughts in my head on that. So y'all let me know in the comments, even if you're watching the replay and after this stream ends, which it is about to, put in the comments what else. Hi, Ashley. What else you would like to learn? Basically answer this question for me. What is the single most thing you struggle with in your business right now, as it relates to social media, as it relates to marketing, as it relates to, Facebook and Facebook groups and stuff like that. So just let me know. But that is about it. I'm ready to take my face off and get a little bit more comfortable. And this was probably longer than I like, but I'm starting to see that longer videos actually do very well, especially if they've been around for a while. So yeah, that's about it. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Some of you have been down here from the very beginning listening to me. Like, that still amazes me that somebody actually wants to sit for this long of a time and listen to me. And I know people hop on and they hop off, which is one of the reasons why longer videos are good, because people are constantly hopping on and off. And if you get the comments going and people are hopping on and off, your video can get really big in terms of views and really fast. I have challenges creating excitement in my private group. We can talk about that. So I'm loving what I'm seeing in the comments. That lights my soul up, okay? So keep coming back. Ask people, you know, get feedback from people, because I got to prioritize. So the more something shows up more than once, the faster I'm going to get to talk to you about it. Okay. So that is it. Y'all have a good night, and I will go charge my battery. And I did 2 masks last night, so probably won't mask tonight. But yeah, Miriam, we will definitely talk skincare and all of this other great stuff that you guys are putting down here. I appreciate you, and I will chat with you soon. Bye.